So for that hitch there, we will be correcting it, then bringing you what really government spokesman Eric Kirai said. Now, Kenyans will start using the standard gauge railway beginning June 1st, with President Uhuru Kenyatta set to officially launch the train today. Our reporter Biagina took the train ride to Mombasa ahead of the launch and now paints a picture of what to expect.
It is early morning at the SGR Nairobi train terminus. This station, which is located a few meters from the Syokimau train station, will serve as the main terminal for all those using the train. One of the commuter trains is scheduled to depart in the next few minutes for a test run to Athi River town, about 20 kilometers away. Well, it has been a long wait, which could soon come to an end. And we are right now at the Nairobi terminus, where we are about to take a train trial ride on the SGR heading to Athi River. And join me as we take this ride, and we'll be able to see how will this train achieve issues of the speed they've been talking about, as well as the comfort on the coaches. Let's take this ride. We get on board the first-class coach, which has a capacity of 1,600 passengers. As we take in the fine livery, what stands out is not the fine finish on the interior of the train, nor the cozy seats. It is these two young ladies dressed in blue overalls. Meet Alice Mugure and Consilia Owire. Both are trainee locomotive drivers who are soon set to graduate into fully licensed train drivers to steer the standard gauge railway.
I was taken to China for some training, and I did some theory classes, and then we did the internship, and then came back here, and then we started driving.
As we have a light banter before they get their turn to drive the all-glorious locomotive, they tell me it has not been an easy journey so far. A journey that now means that it is their turn as women to get their place in the driver's seat.
It is tricky, and it needs discipline, it needs good attitude, and sometimes it's very challenging.
The two ladies, who are both in their late 20s, can speak fluent Chinese Mandarin. They studied in China as part of a bilateral partnership between Kenya and China to train at least 4,000 youth with technical skills to run the SGR.
I'm 27, I'm not that young, I'm 27. So my family is very supportive, and for my friends, I think they want me to take this challenge. They are very supportive.
I'm very happy with this field because my background is engineering. Before I ventured into locomotive engineering, I did electrical engineering. And so many people say that girls are not for the technical jobs, but I think this is just the view of the people. This is not the view for the girls.
The move is geared towards creating job opportunities for the youth who continue to shoulder the high unemployment burden, which stands at about 40%.
There was advertisement concerning locomotive training that was done by RTI and Kenya Railways. So I joined the training, that is last year. Then after on, I did my internship at Section 6, that is Mtituandei. Then I continued my internship in China.
That notion lazima ujuane should stop. I didn't connect, nobody connected me to this job. I came as an individual, did an interview, and I got the job. And then do something extraordinary, like something unique. Don't do something that people keep on doing. Yeah.
Although many young people are struggling to find jobs, the duo tells me theirs is a story of persistence and passion. 30 minutes later, even as we continue to converse, the train makes a stopover at the Athi River station. It is our cue to head to the train's cockpit, where all the action happens. Here, we find two Chinese male instructors. And in a few minutes, in a show of mastery, Alice takes charge of the driver's seat and we start our journey back. Cruising at just about 80 kilometers per hour, Alice is on high alert, She says her job is quite demanding, as one has to understand the workings of the train, as well as ensure discipline and a high level of concentration. Testament to this, we shortly encounter a troop of monkeys. She honks the horn and they disperse from the rail track, the moment reminiscent of the fact that the future of the flagship project is now in their hands. Alice and Concelia are the new breed of Kenyan youth charged with driving the future. Once the two become certified drivers before the end of the year, they'll not only earn a decent salary of about 200,000 shillings per month, but also be charged with holding up one of the pillars of Kenya's Vision 2030. They indeed will drive Kenya into the future. Abi Agina, KTN Business.
Government spokesman Eric Iraithe has warned Kenyans against vandalizing the yet-to-be-launched standard gauge railway. Speaking in Mombasa earlier today, Iraithe said such actions amount to sabotage and that tough action would be taken against anyone doing so. He added that the government would ensure security, law and order along the new railway line, set to be officially launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta today and tomorrow. All right, apologies for that, but let's move on. The latest IPSOS opinion poll shows that neither President Uhuru Kenyatta nor Raila Odinga will garner the requisite 50+1 vote in the coming presidential race. The poll shows that President Kenyatta is ahead of other contenders with 48%, while Raila Odinga is second at 42%. The poll was conducted between the 11th of May and the 23rd of May. Both candidates have been cleared to run for the presidency in the August 8th elections.
And you can see 47% of all the respondents said they would vote for Jubilee. The exact same figure as in January, 47%. And 42% said they would vote for Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. A significant increase since January when it was only 30%. Very significant increase, way outside the margin of error. 8% are still undecided. So, of course, the immediate question is, where did this 12% that NASA have gained come from since our January survey, or we can say since the 27th of April, when they announced their candidates in Uhuru Park? So here is our results from January. Just take yourself back 5 months. We'll delete this slide. We're not going to send it to you. We've sent it to you before. But just take a look. When Raila was at 30%. Kalonzo was at what in January? 6%. Musalia Mudavadi was at 3%. Undecideds were at 10%. Let me go back to what I just showed you. Kalonzo is nowhere to be seen.
Now, NASA co-principal Senator Moses Wetangula has been cleared by the IEBC to defend his seat as Bungoma Senator. Wetangula cautioned President or Deputy President William Ruto against insulting Luhya leaders whenever he tours the region. Wetangula decried the high rate of poverty in the county and called upon Bungoma residents to support him for his second term. Wetangula was accompanied by NASA running mate Kalonzo Musyoka, who called on residents of Bungoma to resist Jubilee attempts to woo residents to vote for them in the upcoming general election.
Vile mliwanyorosha wakati walisema turudie kura ya seneta hapa Wetangula. Na mimi na Raila tukaja. Mkanyorosha hawa. Nimekuja kuwaomba mwanyorosha hata zaidi. Pigeni ile kiboko kali zaidi.
Hiyo tayari Senate imeandikia EACC na tunatarajia hivi karibuni mzee wa Bukala na timu yake watashikuja hapa na Lusaka atatoka na pingu kwa mikono.
Now, the Makonde community in Kwale County is cautioning politicians against using them to promote their political agenda. The Makonde who will be voting for the very first time are attracting intense attention from the politician.
At a social gathering in Kwale County, the queue is building up. Men and women have come to receive relief food distributed by the government. But this is a special occasion. It is the first time the Amakonde community takes a bite of national goodies. Since they received identification cards in December last year, blessings have been following them.
Vijana watatu, mmoja ameingia KDF, mwingine wamechukuliwa mambo ya polisi. GSU mmoja, mwingine polisi wa kawaida. Na hata baada ya hiyo tuliambiwa kwamba tutapatiwe nafasi ya NYS. Na ninashukuru pia NYS tulipewa nafasi 200.
The Makonde have lived in Kenya since 1936 when their forefathers worked in sisal plantations, but they were only recently accepted as Kenyan citizens. This will be the first year they are participating in an election. Lupina Chekeche cannot wait to cast her vote. She's 67 years old and she has never voted. To her, the national identification card and her voter's card are a newly found treasure that they have to be kept safe.
Sikupisha kwa vile nyumba na watoto natafuta pahali pazuri niweke, sababu naogopa watoto wenda nitupia.
Voting is the only way to prove their newly acquired status.
Samani siwezi tu kupata kula. Tundapigaji kula na tulikuwa hatuna vitambulisho. Hatukupiga kula sisi. Tulikuwa tuakaa tu kama ndege.
Today the election is a priority for the Makonde. They want to catch up with the rest of the country. Their education levels are low. Most of them have been unable to enroll to university or apply for good jobs because they couldn't produce identity documents.
Watoto wengi wa Kimakonde wako standard 8. Kwa sababu ya nini? Walikuwa wanazuiliwa mara birth certificate sijui nini. Unaona? Sasa awamu hii ya kwanza kabisa watu waangalie kwa sababu ya ile tabu yetu tulikotoka. Kama wanataka kutusaidia, watusaidie kulingana na elimu yetu jinsi ilivyo.
Venye kadri tunavyoenda, hata mimi mwenyewe ninavyosema hivi, na furaha najua anytime popote pale nitakapokanyaga saa hii nikitafuta kazi, sitakuwa nazuia chochote. Nikiambiwa kitambulisho natoa, nikiambiwa nini natoa. Natumaini hata mimi saa mbeleni nitajiendeleza.
Their new status have made them popular among politicians who have been flocking Makongeni village to woo the 1,000 registered voters. But the attention is very unusual for a community that was never perceived as a political asset.
Kwa hivyo wanakuja, kila mwanasiasa anakuja. Wanakuja, wanatuzungumzia na tusiwezi kukataa kama siwapendi. Waje watuzungumzie, lakini hilo nalokataa ni lile kuchukua kwamba sisi iwe kama ni manifesto yao. Unasikia? Katika uongozi wao. Hiyo ndio tunakataa. Wasisitize sana, wasiseme sana kwamba sisi ndio tuliofanya hivi. Si, hapana.
Yule ambapo ameniongoza mimi mpaka nikapata kitambulisho, mimi natarajia ni huyo ambapo ninamjua, manake amenitoboa jipu ambalo lilifura ilikuwa haijatoboka. Sasa amenitoboa, nashukuru yule ambapo ametekeleza wajibu wangu.
As much as the Jubilee administration has come to their aid with jobs and opportunities, the Makonde community has a long way to go, especially in acquiring documents for their land. Issues that they have hope the voting process will benefit them as they call themselves Kenyan for the very first time. Agnes Penda, KTN News, Kwale County.
All right, let's take a short break. Don't go too far. We still have a lot more lined up for you here on KTN News Desk.